What's up guys, welcome to a new video. In today's video we are going to take a look at another financial ratio, dividend payout ratio. If this is your first time here, take care of your finances by hitting the subscribe button. And let's get started. So, what is the dividend payout ratio? It is the percentage of earnings paid to shareholders in dividends. Companies don't always pay all their profits to shareholders. The amount that is not paid to shareholders is retained by the company. So simply put, dividend payout ratio tells us how much a company is paying to shareholders and how much they are keeping for the company. Calculating dividend payout ratio is easy. It is calculated by dividing the dividends paid by the net income. The net income can be found from company's income statement and the dividends paid can be found from the company's dividend announcement. For example, if the net income is $1 million and the dividends paid is $600,000, the dividend payout ratio would be $600,000 divided by $1 million, which is 60%. You can also calculate the dividend payout ratio on a per share basis, meaning that you divide the dividends per share by the earnings per share. So if the dividends per share are $6 and the earnings per share are $10, the dividend payout ratio is $6 divided by $10, which is 60%. The dividends paid can also be found from the balance sheet. It is calculated with the following formula, where NI is the net income, RE1 is the retained earnings at the beginning of the reporting period, and RE2 is the retained earnings at the end of the reporting period. If you want to know how much the company is retaining, aka the retention ratio, this can be easily calculated with the dividend payout ratio. If the dividend payout ratio is 60%, the retention ratio is 40%. This is calculated by subtracting the dividend payout ratio from the number 1. So, what are the uses of dividend payout ratio? Well, it tells us how much income you can expect from the company. While some companies pay out all their earnings to shareholders, other companies retain all the earnings to pay off debt, to invest, or for some other reasons. If you are looking for growth investing, you are more interested in the retain ratio. If you want to receive a steady income from your investments, you are more interested in the dividend payout ratio. A lot of people only calculate the dividend yield, but high dividend yield isn't always a good sign. For example, let's say that one share of a company A and company B both cost $100. Company A pays $9 dividends and company B pays $4 dividends, meaning that company A has a dividend yield of 9% and company B has a dividend yield of 4%. Now it might seem like company A is a better investment, but let's first take a look at the dividend payout ratio. Let's say that both companies have an earnings per share of $7. This means that the dividend payout ratio for company A is 9 divided by 7, which is 128.6%. Company B's dividend payout ratio is $4 divided by $7, which is 57.1%. This means that the company A is paying more money to shareholders than what the company is earning. This is possible with taking debt or by using retained earnings. If the payout ratio is more than 100% long term, it means that the dividends paid are not sustainable. If the company can't lower the dividend payout ratio by increasing earnings, they can't pay as much dividends forever. This is why you should always look for companies that have a good long-term dividend payout ratios. Also, if a company's dividend payout ratio is 100%, it means that they are not retaining any money to reinvest in the business for growth. There is no specific percentage for a good dividend payout ratio. The payouts vary by industry, so it is useful to compare the companies that are in the same industry. So, there is the dividend payout ratio explained. In short, the dividend payout ratio tells us how much a company is paying to shareholders and how much they are keeping for the company. It is calculated by dividing the dividends paid by the net income or by dividing the dividends per share by the earnings per share. The retention ratio is calculated by subtracting the dividend payout ratio from the number 1. If a company has a dividend payout ratio over 100%, it means that the dividends are not sustainable long term. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you find this video helpful and to help my channel grow. Take care of your finances by subscribing. Have a great day and I'll see you in the next video.